What's good, y'all? So I wanted to get up here real quick. I just felt led by God today just to make a video. But I hope y'all doing good. So recently I just feel like I had to take a step back, just from like YouTube and really posting a lot of stuff on social media, as far as like, talking about God and stuff like that. The reason I say that because lately I just been in a phase where like God has just been reframing my mindset. And one thing I really did want to talk about is like how, I think like our walk with God and certain things that we see Christians do is sometimes giving like aesthetic, like it's just a way to look, it's a way to talk, it's a way to move. And that can be very like, it could be very misleading and it can burn you out. And I had to understand, like, because for a long time, not even for a long time, but for a moment of time, I was kind of confused with God. I was questioning him. I didn't understand a lot of things. But then once I understood that my relationship is my relationship, my walk is my walk, and my journey is my journey, that's when everything started to click. And even when I do go through certain things, even through difficult times, I'm still able to be somewhat grounded, and to know that everything is not as bad as it seems. And sometimes it is, sometimes it is bad, but like, I understand more than I did before, and I think that's a big plus in growth. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to encourage y'all as well. Like, it's don't compare yourself to nobody. Like, you got some people, like, you may be your peers or whoever it is, somebody that you look up to on social media may look like they have it all together, and they're on fire for God. And you may feel like you trying to find that spark. You know what I'm saying? That's sometimes I felt that way as well. And I think I'm really big on being real. You know what I'm saying? And I think sometimes um in this Christian walk, and sometimes things can be very like fabricated, in my opinion. Like, things can look a certain way and it's really not. I think that's really like, what God led me to say up here, just to let y'all know, like, don't compare yourself, and understand that your relationship is yours. You know what I'm saying? If you feel like you in a drought, you feel like you're not talking to God as much, that's where you are, and allow God to meet you where you are in that place. You know what I'm saying? And understand that your walk and your journey, your steps, the steps that you do take, are not going to look like the next man's or the next woman. You know what I'm saying? So y'all just really keep that in mind, man. And also know that, like, I kind of want to talk about decision making. um and I think I talked about this before in one of my videos, and I talked about how, like, um, you know, God isn't, just telling us to do certain things, or um, be obedient, just cause, but like really just to protect us and from certain things. And for me, I think I used to just, I wanted to do it out of routine, out of, like I said, what I've seen, and just trying to mimic certain things. But once I understood, like, like, sometimes you just gotta sit down and really like look at your life and really just listen to God and understand that, like, what he's telling you, man, is like only gonna put you in a better place. And I think for us as humans, I think the hardest part for us is that, like, whether that's like letting someone go, or letting go strongholds, or addictions, or drugs, or whatever it is for you. I think the hardest part about letting go is just the uncertainty of what's next. The uncertainty of, will I ever be in a relationship again? The uncertainty of, will I ever be able to be sane, or, without drinking or without smoking? Like, those are all very, um, hard questions, and also hard feelings, because you feel it all. You feel the withdrawal and all of those type of things. And I just want y'all to know, like, I know it ain't easy, because for me, it's I've been learning to, like, sometimes I gotta sit in it. Like, I can't run from it. I can't go nowhere, because at the end of the day, no matter how many times you run from your situation, one day you will have to face yourself. And, you know, sadly, the consequence from like not facing yourself is that you could put yourself in um, worse situations. You know what I'm saying? If you don't face yourself, you can make um, the things that you're already going through worse. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I just encourage y'all, man, like, you know, even if it's hard, you know, even if you got to take baby steps, like, you know, make a decision that will strengthen you, you know, not weaken you. And that's really been a thing that I've been trying to really hone in 2026, is just knowing that, like, you know, okay, is this decision gonna um, make my mind stronger? Or is it gonna, you know, weaken it? And I think, you know, being, you know, even young, I think like a lot of people, we gotta understand that, you know, we're immune to quick dopamine, and not the good dopamine, the negative one, where, you know, we just looking for a moment, you know what I'm saying? And um, we're that's all we're used to. So like sometimes we have to train. It's like training a muscle. You know what I'm saying? If you don't put a uncomfortable weight up there, you continue to go to gym and you put on the same weight, you're not gonna grow. You know what I'm saying? Even if you looking at that weight like, dang, like that's a lot. Like I might not be able to get that up. But like even if like you don't take that step or even try, you know what I'm saying? You'll forfeit your future. And you know, I really, you know, for me, I want to, you know, be able to push myself to be uncomfortable, push myself to make decisions that may not feel good to my human body, may not feel good to my flesh or my human desire, but you know, really taking it and just really trying to, like, all right, you know, I gotta train my mind to, you know, be better. So yeah, man, that's really all I got to say, man. I hope y'all blessed, man, and you know, don't compare yourself to nobody, and you know, just keep doing you.